teaching a course on Podia. Here is a really simple template for getting published, getting purpose, and getting paid. Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from mindfulmarketplace.com. And as many of you know, we use Podia for our learning management system online. So Podia delivers our courses, our content, our email newsletter, affiliate program, our membership site, everything that we're doing right now with regard to short courses is being delivered on the Podia platform. It's really quite good and efficient for accomplishing that. But I want to share with you some of the folks in our community who are also aspiring to create their own courses, their own classes, their own content for sale, have struggled a little bit with the getting started phase. And I want to share with you what I think is the absolute most simple heuristic or shortcut or template for actually creating super short courses that convert like crazy. So here is I'm reading this extemporaneously from just some notes that we have set aside for our own private teaching community. And essentially the first thing that we do is go to a tool like Answer the Public, where we generate keyword questions that are being answered in the course itself. So I found that, one of the most common challenges that people face is, especially when you're first starting teaching. I certainly struggled with this for a long time, and I actually still struggle with this now. It's the idea of, you want to establish yourself as an expert, or, you want to data dump almost everything you know in the service of convincing your students or your community that you are worthy, or you're smart enough, or you are the best, or whatever the right adjective is, right? And essentially that really is an inefficient way of teaching anything. What instead works better is creating very short courses that have a finite focus, that are oriented around helping people overcome a specific challenge that they have faced thus far in their lives. So there's a whole bunch more I could say about this, but in the service of keeping this short and simple, all I'm going to tell you is go to answerthepublic.com and essentially just plug in your keyword. That is going to be either the single keyword or most likely the phrase that is most relevant to your own area of expertise. And then you'll see a list of questions that are real world phrases that are being typed into the search engines that people in your niche, in your community, in your ideal audience are searching for right now to get some clarity on, right? And you are going to use this first course or the next couple courses that you create on Podia or anywhere else for that matter. This could be on Gumroad, it could be on Kajabi, it could be on Teachable, etc. It really matters not. I recommend Podia. But that's the process. So you get step 1, answerthepublic.com. Step 2, you want to focus on, really finite content. Like you don't want to sort of, migrate too far from the keywords that are in that, or the keyword questions that are in that initial query that you did. You just want to answer those questions. And in most niches, let's say we're working in mindfulness, for an example, as our general, mindfulness and the entrepreneurial spaces. So, people, if you typed in mindfulness into that Answer the Public tool, you're going to find, what is mindfulness? Is mindfulness easy? Is mindfulness religious? Does mindfulness hurt? I mean, you're going to have all sorts of crazy questions, legitimate questions, common questions, unusual questions, funny questions. And my job at that point as the teacher is simply just to answer those questions one by one and pick the ones that are most relevant or easiest actually to address in this sort of Q&A course. All right, so essentially what we'll do to simplify the course building process is step 1 or step 2, actually, once you've done the course creation process, you want to just ask your students to A, introduce themselves, B, to commit to an outcome, C, submit an example of their work or their understanding of the topic or the concept at play, right? So, that's really, really easy to do. I find that when I don't do that, the courses suffer a little bit. You want people to interact in some way, so they introduce themselves, they commit to an outcome. And some of the things that I like to do in kind of addressing this is saying, here's exactly what you're going to know when this course is done. Here's exactly how you'll know that you know it. Here is exactly how you can measure that you know it. And then you want folks to actually submit some sort of evidence of success so that they understand, or that, they understand that they understand the material at hand. All right. And, there are lots of other elements to this that can be, that we do that I think are really helpful. So for an example, we do a lot of recordable audio like this. We'll have a downloadable PDF, a resource page with some curated resources. If I'm working with another professional, oftentimes there'll be an interview in that course content as well. And it's always about keeping everything short, one-page outlines, never beyond one page. If I can't cover a concept or content or a Q&A course in one page, I need to simplify it even further. Short, focused wins. You want an education marketing model that has where you're answering questions that folks are asking in the real world. And I find this is just so easy to do. You can literally create one of these sorts of courses per day for, a week or 2 weeks or a month and really transform your brand in a hurry. All right. And again, this all works wonderfully well, whether it's Teachable, Gumroad, Pathwright, Thinkific, Kajabi. I recommend Podia. It's what we use. You can see our course community, partners.mindfulmarketplace.com. We also use Gumroad and Pathwright. But for those of you who are just getting started, I think that Podia is the quintessential LMS for online course creators. Okie doke. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, send me an email, hi@mindfulmarketplace.com. Thanks.